All is one, all is one. Papaji, Buddhaji, Mahadeva.
Om Shri Sadguru Papaji Ki.
Namaste, and welcome everyone to this silent intensive with Moojibaba. And welcome to everyone joining us online. Today's satsang will be broadcast freely on the website, and from tomorrow this satsang will be, there'll be folks from around the world joining us for the remainder of this intensive. And we really view all the people joining us from home as if they're right here in the room with us. I hear a little bit of an echo. The sound is very good, but how does it sound to you? Can you hear me in the back? Okay, good sign. Very good. Well, this is a special moment to be here in Lisbon. It's become the home of Muji Sangha for many years now, and we so love Portugal. And this venue is very beautiful and very special. But I can see the challenge. I have to keep going like this to see all of you. So bear with me while I adjust to that. Yeah, it's a very auspicious thing to be together in this way, to meet this great master. And I'd like to ask, are there folks here who are meeting Moojibaba in person for the first time? Can you raise your hand? Wow, it's so great, wonderful. Very, very happy and warm greeting to everybody here. So for today, for the first day, I'm going to do a few practical announcements, and hopefully after today it will be much quicker. So bear with me for a few minutes, please. We want you to know about the premises here, that where you enter today, the main gate is the only entrance. And in the mornings, it opens at 9 o'clock, so you won't be able to enter the gardens earlier than 9 o'clock. The greenhouse here, this part of the park that we're in, is open to the public, and it will remain that way throughout the whole intensive. So we're sharing the space basically with people who have come to enjoy the greenhouse. About practical things like toilets, they are just across the way here. You might see some signs for the WC, and also inside of the building. Now, if I understand correctly, to get to the toilets during satsang, you actually have to go through the shop, and then there are some steps that go upstairs. I'm getting the okay. You don't have to go outside. You can just go through and up the steps to the shop, through the shop and up the steps to the toilet. You cannot smoke anywhere inside of this greenhouse. So from here to the gate that lets you outside of the gardens, there's no smoking. But you're very welcome to explore these gardens and to stay here if you like, outside in the gardens in between the satsangs. There are lots of restaurants in the area. You don't really even have to ask where to go. You just can kind of find your way around the neighborhood here tomorrow and after satsang to find a place to have something to eat. For photography, we want you to know that we have designated photographers in the building inside of the satsang hall here. And they'll take pictures and they do a really beautiful job. And they'll post them on the website within 3 to 4 weeks from after the event finishes. And we ask you to please don't take any personal photographs while you're here inside the building. Outside, it's fine, but inside, we ask you not to. And also no personal recordings of these satsangs. Now, about this, we call this the satsang hall. It is our temple, really. So it's a place that we really, we move very consciously in here. And we ask you to please move in silence. No food or drink inside of here. Water is okay. We ask you to please don't reserve seats, because we will have a little bit of a system for entering. I'll tell you about that in a moment. When you leave the hall, to please take everything with you. So don't leave behind your jackets or pillows, just take them with you. There is a lost and found down at this end of the hall. You see someone raising their hand there. That's where you can find the box. The schedule will be posted on the notice board, which is just over here. We have an information desk. There's a green wall. We call it the green wall. And there you can find some information posted. And of course it is online. For those of you joining us online, there is an online page for all information related to this event. Bags. So you can see that there's not so much space for us to store bags, and that means you can only bring a bag that you can put underneath your chair. So if you come with a backpack, and I see a few backpacks in here, but they may ask you to take a chair instead of sitting on the floor if it's taking up too much space. So best advice is to travel light and don't bring large bags in here. It's perfectly fine to leave your shoes on inside here, unless you're sitting on the floor. So if you come inside with the intention of sitting on the floor, then we ask you to just please leave your shoes on the shoe rack outside. And after satsang, the idea is to, especially on the evening satsangs, to leave the garden swiftly, because they will close this area. Basically, they're leaving it open for us, so they ask you to please leave swiftly after the satsang finishes. Now, to talk about entrance into the hall here. So, there's colored wristbands. Everybody has a color. I think there are 7 colors in total. And we wanted to say a few things so there's no confusion. First, that with your wristband, if it has a color, it means you can come to every satsang. Some people thought it might mean they can only come to a certain satsang, but no. Every satsang with a colored band, you're here. And we have this lovely chart, and I don't expect that you can read it, but you'll see it when you're outside. And this is explaining about entry into this satsang hall. And because many people would like to have the opportunity to sit up close, we just came up with a little system to give everybody the chance. So the idea is tomorrow morning, those people that have the gray wristband, you have the opportunity to be the first ones to enter into the hall. And what we'll do is the gates open from the park at 9 o'clock, and at 9:15 we'll start calling people with the color gray. They can come in. Whoever's present will call gray to come forward, and you all can come in. After all the grays are in, we'll go to the next color, blue. And after all the blues are in, we'll go to the next color, green. After that, whoever's present can just come inside. And each session, it will go like that. So tomorrow morning, the first one is gray. Tomorrow afternoon, the first one will be blue. And it just follows around in kind of like a loop. I'm sure you'll all get the hang of it. And to make the entry as swift as possible, the best thing that you can do is to show your wristband. So as you're coming up to where the guys are checking, just make your wristband visible. And that'll really speed things up coming inside. We'll guide you through all of this tomorrow, but we wanted to do a little bit of explaining. So yeah, basically again, 1 hour before satsang begins is when you'll be able to come forward here, and then 15 minutes after that, which is 45 minutes before the satsang, we'll start calling you in by color. Now just a few announcements related to AV. So we ask everyone to please switch off your mobile phones. So I'm expecting to see a lot of movement right now while you dig out your phone and turn it off. Because even if you have your phone on silence or vibrate, it can interfere with the audio system here. Sometimes maybe you've even heard a recording where you can hear a little tut, 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 tut. That's a sound that's coming from interference with the system. And there's another aspect to this, that there is live translation happening. So you might see some people with headphones on, and they're listening to Portuguese translation right now. So having your phones on interferes with that system. And for this reason, we really ask you to please observe this and to turn your phones off. Thank you for that. And next is to be aware of the position of the cameras. There's one in the center, one in the side, and I was thinking there was another one here, but I don't see. Just 2 cameras, okay. 3, where's the third camera? I see. Nobody's at this camera, that's why. It's just on the aisle here. And the thing to be aware of is, first of all, movement around the cameras, that you don't knock into them. And if you stand up, that you don't block the view of those who are joining us from home. Okay. So, one other thing that I think I'll encourage is that here in this satsang space, to do your best to stay in your seat and not move around too much. We know there are some people that might need to stretch their back or stretch their legs. And if you're one of those people, it's perfectly fine to do so. But in that case, we suggest that maybe now you change your seat and move to the back, move near the door. And really to try to make the commitment to just to stay here throughout the satsang in your seat. What can happen is some restless energy comes and you feel to maybe step outside for a minute and come back. And that's actually, it's a little disruptive, and it also could just be something inside you that's feeling to move out. And we really encourage everyone to really just stay here with the satsang. And usually it's just this is not really a big problem. I'm just mentioning it because I saw so many people who are here for the first time, and just to resist that urge to be restless and move about. And finally, just to say, again, a warm welcome, and to share my joy and everyone's joy to be together in this auspicious meeting of this great master who has come to slay all of the delusions and to show you your liberation. And Moojibaba will be with us shortly. Thank you.
for you. So the prayer is to see you, to feel you everywhere, to only hear you, only sense you, to always be in your embrace. My all belongs to you, my heart is only yours. It is for you, 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 it is for you. You are my only focus, all else disappears. And I die in you till I is no longer here. There's only you, there's only you, there's only you. There's only you, there's only you, there's only you, there's only you, there's only you.
Om Shri Sadguru Moojibaba ki Jai!
I, the Lord of sea and sky, I have heard my people cry, all who dwell in dark and sin. My hand will save. I who made the stars of night, I will make their darkness bright. I will bear my light to them. Whom shall I send? Here I am, Lord. It is I, Lord. I have heard you calling in the night. I will go, Lord, if you lead me. I will hold your people in my heart. I, the Lord of snow and rain, I have bore my people's pain. I have wept for love of them. They turn away. I will break their hearts of stone, give them hearts for love alone. I will spread my word to them. Whom shall I send? Here I am, Lord. It is I, Lord. I have heard you calling in the night. I will go, Lord, if you lead me.
So far away.
I will hold your people in my heart. I, the Lord of wind and flame, I shall tend the poor lane. I will set a feast for them. My hand will save. Finest bread I will provide, till their hearts be satisfied. I will give my life to them. Whom shall I send? Here I am. It is I have
Oh, namaste, welcome everyone to this beautiful gathering here in Lisbon. Our first, not the first time we've come to Lisbon for sharing satsang, but to come specifically for holding what amounts to a kind of retreat, in fact. Not different. Retreat intensives, not different in content. Only that usually in retreats, we all sleep together, today in the best way. But in intensives, people find their own accommodation, and that is it. So welcome everyone today to this gathering. So happy that you gave me a chance to take a little look and to really confirm what my heart has been feeling. And so very big welcome. And it's going to be a very great time. Great times have very varied expressions. We will see how it goes. But for sure, already there's a sense that there is that openness that makes all things possible as far as understanding experientially what we have come to share. And I can just say a few words about that. It's very simple. That perhaps for as long as human beings have been on the planet, there has been the urge within, as we grew in intelligence and sensitivity, and met the world in its outer appearance, the world that we could see on that side of the eyes, and experience through the senses and the mind as much as we could, until something causes us to look within for a deeper understanding, not just of the world that we perceive, but of who we are, the perceiver of it. And many beings have come to share and to point in different ways to what that essential nature is. And again, it continues in our era, our time, because as I've said, for thousands of years, human beings have been coming together in gatherings much like this, some smaller, some much larger gatherings, to ponder over this question as to what our true nature is, and to some with the urge to go beyond merely intellectual conviction and into the directness, the immediacy of real understanding, real seeing, lasting discovery. These beings spent their earthly time, their bodily time, in pursuit of that understanding, and their bodies have also returned to the earth. The breath have returned to the great space. The minds have been pulled back into the infinite self. Now it is our turn. We are here. Our chance to solve this seeming mystery. And I feel very good about it. Because it is found to be simple. In fact, not even simple. Simple would not be a way that I would, if I only have a few words to use, I would not use just the word simple. It simply is. It is paths that may be called simple or complex. But that itself cannot be just called simple. So I'm just going to call it that which is, that which we are, that goes by so many names. And I've come with so much joy in my heart because I know that it must be communicated in such a way that it puts an end to so much sorrow and confusion and doubt. You see. So, my hope is that you have come with that openness also, and we will discover together what we can. I hope those who are down this way, can you hear at the back clearly enough? And then this side you can hear? And at any time if you feel, I'm going to go against the grain a little bit. But if there's a strong feeling to come more closely and so on, and don't be over-inhibited about it. And I know that's going to cause trouble for those who said I do get myself in trouble once in a while for these things. So, the floor is open and welcome. Please come. This is our first experience in this hall, and I hope the light is not troubling you. We were not aware that the sunlight would be coming in this way. I believe, though, that subsequent satsangs, the ones as we go on, I don't think they're happening at this time of the day. I think in the afternoon satsangs, we will see that tomorrow, and the morning satsangs we'll find out how the light plays with this. Are we temperature-wise? We're okay. That's good. Okay. Thank you.
Namaste, Mooji.
Namaste to you.
I need a translation in German, please.
In German? I think we have a lot of Germans around somewhere. Okay, someone who could come for me? Yeah. Okay, please.
In diesem Leben ist ganz viel weggebrochen.
In this life, a lot fell apart or fell away.
Und ich möchte dich bitten, den Rest auch noch zu nehmen.
And I want to ask you to also take the rest away.
Okay, so in this life, and could you hear also through the microphones of the questioner? Very good. This is important for me because I don't want that anyone miss both the questioner's presentation and my own response, if there is one, that we can hear both, you know. You say that, do you understand the English as well, or do you need translation too?
Ich verstehe fast alles.
And translation too. Yeah. You say, much has fallen away. Much has fallen away. And can I help you to remove the remaining things? Do I need to translate? No. I speak German. Okay, so these words are often heard, no? So many things have fallen away, but there is still so much remaining that needs to be expelled or something, no?
Ich habe es verstanden.
You understand?
Yes.
Jana? But we can find that it is good, of course, if the things that are causing trouble are falling away. Of course we are going to feel better about it. Please take everything, is the prayer many people make. They pray, please take everything, because they have found that usually it is fear that causes us to tighten up and to protect the sense of ourself. And it turns out that the thing we are protecting is sometimes the thing causing the trouble. And so you come to a certain stage where you feel, yes, please, please. When so much has fallen away, many people also experience that without doing any practice, just by being in an environment like that, some things just fall away, they disappear. And they feel very happy. They say, please, I didn't realize it would feel so good. Please take the rest. Please take the rest. You see? And sometimes the rest is taken. But more come. We are pruning the tree. But as we are pruning, it's such a big tree. As you're pruning over here, more is growing back over here. It seems like this. Is it true that we only have 5, 6 things? We have to snip them. Or is it that there is only one thing to snip? You see? Is it that there are 5 habits or tendencies that needs to be cut or to be taken out? Or is there just one to be taken out? What is the thing? First of all, is the trouble in the thing that is coming or to the one that it's coming to? We're going to take a little look at that, because the popular response is to feel that, no, it's the thing that is coming that is the trouble. There's some feelings have come, and my mind is driving me crazy. People say like this. Please stop it. Please stop the mind. Then if the mind is stopped, after a while, you miss it. So well, please mind, come back a little bit. Let's have a little excitement. It is not the thing alone that comes, but the one who suffers it that we need to look at. And rarely do we look at the one who suffers it. The one who suffers the mind is accepted as being innocent, and the mind is the devil one. The mind is the one who brings all the bad things to me. Please help me to chop him. So this is a popular attitude, very, very universal attitude in spiritual circles. We very feel, I want to get rid of this thing and then I will be good. But today I'm going to show you another way about it. Now it's my turn. The one who is saying, please help me to stop my mind, or to get rid of more of this nonsense. And perhaps it is true, perhaps it is nonsense, and it would be good to get rid of it. But it's not only that is to be gotten rid of. I want to get rid of the nonsense, you see. The one who says this, rarely is it questioned, you see, the nature of the identity of this one. Is it really the fact of who you are? Do we understand what I'm speaking? Yeah, I would need to check in with you now sometimes, because sometimes I find people appearing to understand and not understanding. So this one who is saying again, please help me. I need to break this habit, and please help me. And this is the universal seeker, or universally, this one is the one who's identified as the seeker. Please help me to get to my real self. This is the thing. And is it you? Yes and no. Yes, it is not completely the truth of who you are. It is often built upon, or what I would say, it is the idea you have of who you are. It is the idea we hold on to of who we believe we are. Is it the fact of who or what we are? No, it is not the fact. And this one who says, please help me to get rid of all of this, this one itself is always changing also. Has anybody caught on to this yet? Pardon? Yeah, because if it is excused as being, this one is innocent, then you will not get to the heart of what is the trouble. You see? So, the one who says, so many things have gone, of course, all over the world, this one, the seeker entity, is also a consciousness, as is the sense of the person is also consciousness, but it is a very distorted form of consciousness. You see, it is not the complete consciousness. It's a mixture of the pure feeling of being and some kind of conditioning, some kind of belief, is some cocktail between the two. Can I say like this for a moment? And so its perception is never totally correct. It's always based upon some bias is there, some preference is there, some I like this today, tomorrow. No, I don't want it. It is not consistent. Can we admit like that? Yes. So therefore, can its word be trusted, you see? Can its word, the one who says, please, please help me. All I want is this, I promise. They even say to God, God, if you get me out of this, I'm going to go to church every day. And they don't. You see? They may intend to, but some contrary forces are working and you're not able to fulfill the words you speak. So I'm just going to ask you to take a look at this just for a moment. You see? Because it can seem that it is this one, when they have resolved all the problems they have encountered and found the master key, this one becomes free and say, yes, thank you, I'm free. Just take a second. But this sense of being is also perceivable. Meaning, all that you see, your thoughts and feelings, memories, everything that appears through your consciousness and mind, they are perceived. You see? And whatever you perceive, in whatever shape or form it takes, it is not consistent. It comes and goes. It's just like a cloud passing. Some clouds pass very quickly, others very slowly. But none of them keep their shape. They appear out of nowhere and they disappear into nowhere as well. Has anybody confirmed this? Yes. The one who says, this is me, this is my life, this is my life, this is me, take me as you find me. We keep finding this one in different situations and different shapes all the time. So this one is also perceivable. The sense of yourself, of who when you write your autobiography, the one you're writing about, is a construct or not? Is there not an awareness even of the sense of yourself? Yes? If there is, does that not make it so that there must be some deeper space of awareness in which this one is appearing, that perceives this one? Do we get this, what I'm saying now, for a moment? It's going to become easier as I talk about it, okay? We just have to somehow just break it open and cut things down slowly for a moment. It'll become very easy to see what I'm speaking, okay? So I'm not asking you to use your mind so much, but simply just to be open and see if it resonates with you, what I'm speaking now. So this one that is, having a story, this is my life, and I do meditations 2 times a day, and, I practice my mantras and whatever it is. I've been on pilgrimage and whatever it is, like that. This then, what we speak about, is it consistent? No. So, what knows it's not consistent? It's very apparent consistency is exposed that it is not stable. It says, I am this today, and tomorrow we say, I've come for this, and we find it's not this, it's changed to something else. Okay? So if this is inconsistent, that which observes its inconsistency is what? The fact is already there that sense of who you are is now appearing inside a deeper place of seeing. Can we say like that? Are you at this deeper place of seeing? If we speak about perception generally, would you say that you are an object in front of the lens of perception, Or are you behind the lens of perception? Or both? You understand?
Both.
Yeah. You say both. So if you're both, if you're that which perceives, and also it perceives the sense of itself as a certain kind of entity or person, okay? So it sees that when it's looking at the sense of the person who is inconsistent, there's more detachment from this, isn't it? Detachment, you understand? So when you're looking, you know that that is something plays like that. Those are my feelings and my thoughts and self-image projected on the screen of consciousness, and I am that which perceives this. So usually we are speaking about this one, but rarely about that which in whose presence it comes. You follow like this? That which perceives this one, that can it itself be perceived? It wasn't my intention to start to come to this question so quickly. So if you find it confusing for a moment, it's okay, because I have not come to teach you many things, but to recognize one thing. In order to recognize it in such a powerful way, you may have to start looking at something that you have been confusing yourself to be, which may turn out to be that you are much broader or more subtle than that which you have been calling yourself. Suppose you're 40 years old, and we could do an experiment where every 5 years we could have interviewed you every 5 years. And then now we go back to each segment of 5 years when you were 15. What you had to say about yourself and your life, you would express in a certain way. Then at 20, some things have changed already. Who you think you are, how you carry yourself, and all these things, that has changed. Not just the body, but your ideas about yourself would have changed. And 25, again, some subtleties are coming in. And 30, and 35, and 40, like this, everything's changing. And each stage that you could look at yourself, you would feel, I'm totally me. This is who I am. I can't change who I am. You see? This is it. This is the fact. Okay? And yet at each stage you will say the same thing. So which is the real you then? And if we move on from another 5 years from now, perhaps your feelings will change again, won't it? About what is important and so on. So in the realm of change, you cannot help that which is changeful by nature. Your mind and the sense of personality and body, all these things will be changing. Can we can accept this? Is there anything that is not changing? Everything that you can perceive through the senses and the mind that you observe is changeful. Have we considered it? Everything is changeful. Even your personality, let's bring it close. Your idea about yourself, all this is changeful. Find the best idea about yourself. Believe it intensely. Can you hold on to it in such a way as that no change comes to it? No. We are compelled by some force. Our minds will change, your mood will change, your desires will change, judgments will change. You see? You accept this?
Yes.
Human beings by nature, we are searching. We are searching. We give tremendous energy. We direct our power to attain or to achieve so many things in our life. And yet everything we achieve cannot sustain. Whatever we achieve is subject to change. And even the one who achieves is itself changing. Am I making this up, or can you see? Put a tremendous amount of energy to work for things, and in the mind we think, yeah, when I get this, I will be happy. When I get this, I'll be on the top of the mountain. And you get it. And then you're looking for somebody to give it to. Because you outgrow your desire. It doesn't sparkle like on the first day. Don't worry, it's not a depressing story, okay? We're going somewhere with this. We have to be able to face up to some things. By the time we are ready to be able to look at these things and to evaluate if this is true or not, to discern whether it's true or not, then it means that you must come to a stage whereby you are ready to go to a higher level of consciousness. And this is why I felt compelled. Is there anything that we have experienced in past or experiencing now or likely to experience in the future? Which is unchanging. Whatever has a form or shape or quality, both the thing perceived and that which perceive it with interest are continuously changing. Now, some change can keep changing together compatibly, beautifully, because we are compelled to grow, to evolve. So some things can keep moving in harmony but still growing and changing. There's still a harmony, still a balance might be there. But today, I am not going to wait for the last day. On the very first day, I want to introduce you, possibly, to that which is unchanging. And I want to see that when you come to the recognition of it, if your suffering, your fears or anxieties or doubts can continue. It's a good challenge or invitation or not? At the back is a bit weak. So, since this time in India, we have been introducing this exercise, very simple exercise. And I feel compelled to share with you now also. If you could come to a place of total clarity, unquestionable, undeniable, irrefutable, today, now, are you up for it?
Yes. Yes.
The exercise is like this, that you have come. You have come and you have presented yourself. You say, Mooji, it is my urge, my yearning to find the truth, whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but something says I have to find things, because everything I find now seems to be a lie, or it's not reliable, or something. I am also not know if I'm capable. I don't have enough experience and all. I don't know if I qualify for this, but this urge is inside me to find that which is to come to rest and to find peace in myself, to find happiness and joy. So, okay, sounds good. So the exercise is like this. I'm in my room. I'm in some form, some space, and you have knocked on my door. And I say, you can come in. And just like you go to someone's house in India or something, when you enter, you take your shoes off, no? You leave your shoes outside, please, yes? And your mind. Really sorry, you have to leave your mind also. This is a no-mind room. So how am I going to do that? How can I leave my mind? I've come to show you my mind, to say, please help me to get rid of it. So leave your mind out. What it means, leave your mind out. It means don't engage with it. Don't tell me any story about yourself. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to listen to your stories about yourself. Sorry. Okay? So don't bring that in with you. Okay? You understand this? Yeah, so leave that outside. Don't mention it, leave it outside. Okay? And your ideas about the future, and want to heal the planet and all this type of stuff, and you want to have so many things. This, I don't want to know about it. Because you have made a request to me. I want to find myself, not my projections. So don't bring them in. So don't touch this. If you come in, you cannot touch these things. Okay? Fair enough? Okay, so don't bring this in. And any idea about who you are, your self-image, and your awards and your university certificates, I don't want to hear about it. Nothing. Doesn't matter if you're a man or woman, I don't want to hear nothing. So just don't mention these things, leave them outside. They're finished, leave them out. So be empty of this. Okay? Come in. Come in. And close the door behind you. Come in. So you're here, you see? No thought you must bring. There's no room for any thought. Sorry. They take up too much space. Leave everything outside. When you feel I'm empty, meaning that I'm empty of my kind of contact, interest, fascination. No, all of this will leave. Stories, out. Leave everything. And just come in as you are. So we're here now. And I ask you, also, don't expect anything from me. Okay? Like enlightenment or anything like this, okay? Don't have any idea about it for a minute. Leave it out also. Leave it out also. Okay? Okay, leave it out. And the next thing is like, okay, so I've done that. Okay, what's next? No next, actually. No next, meaning I've done all the things you want. Now, can I have... No. So just you are to be as you are now. Let's give a few moments. Don't reject this invitation. Don't reject it. Your mind may be going, oh, this is crazy. No, out. You can do it. Okay? It's only for a few moments. Because when it's finished, you can go out and your mind will be there waiting for you outside. I can guarantee it will be there for you if you want it. Okay? So simply, you are here and you're here. You're giving yourself a few moments out of your entire existence simply to be. Okay? Nothing is required. I don't want anything from you. I'm answering your question experientially now. So you leave everything, your thoughts about, about what's going to happen. No, we don't want. I'm not going to be discussing anything with you. Just leave this, and now we're here. Yes? And no next. So we're only here. No waiting. No expectation. No history. You too, you can sit down for a moment, please. You can sit down for a moment, just keep listening. Thank you so much. Stay with what I'm speaking now. No waiting. No expecting. Whatever can be removed has been removed for the duration of this exercise. Only that which cannot be removed is here. So no effort. No effort to be anything at all. No effort to be. You are. No effort to hold anything together, to contain your. No, there's no such thing. It's just an idea. Just you are here. I have a few questions to ask, but I had to prepare you like this. Because I've been listening to your questions for quite a number of years. And your questions have helped me to shape my questions. In order to ask my question, I had to ask you to leave all your ideas about yourself away. Put them away, put them away. Don't touch, don't hold. Don't have even one favorite thought. No, leave it. Say, please wait outside. I'll come back, perhaps, for you later, okay? But I can't go in this place with you. I can only come in alone. And you're in, isn't it? There's nothing to be, or to change, or to help, or to fix. Nothing to become. All these were thoughts, you've left them outside. Now simply pay attention to what is here by itself. Now my first question. can this, whatever this is, can it go away? My questions are for every single being in my hearing. This, whatever, let's call it the what is. That's all I can call it. Can it go away? Did it come from somewhere? A little feedback would help a little bit. Okay? No. Does it belong to anybody? What religion is it? Can it be taken? Can it fade? Like in a short time you might be leaving to go back to where everything. You have to take a taxi and oh my God, where is it? What happened to that thing? Can it fade? No. Are we imagining this? Down there something? No. Have I thrown some magic powder over you? This, whatever it is, this. Is it more over there than over here? I think somebody's getting it. But you pay attention here. Is it different from yourself? Until you discovered this, where was it? Can it be controlled? Is this a disappointing discovery? Is there any hatred in it? Any sickness? Any sickness? How long has it been like this? No time, no time. And you say you're the same. Huh? How old are you? Can it die? No. And you? No, it can't be as good as that. No, no. Surely, no. Let's search for the catch. Let's look for the catch. Must be a catch. You understand what I mean by this? Yeah, it must collapse somewhere. Let's look for it. Please help me. I mean, this is yourself. Argue with me about it. Let's get the most out of it tonight, because tomorrow it will be gone. When you wake up, isn't it? Oh, you can be so sure. And I've noticed now, I ask you questions, and not one person have answered by saying, I think. You've answered somehow with a kind of, like a kind of authority. You didn't look around to see who was answering. From your own self, you felt strong enough to answer. Why? Could it be because you are simply sure? Could it be because you're simply sure about this? Yes. Someone has a hand up. Come, come. No, you have to come to the microphone. I can't hear you. Okay.
Namaste.
Yes.
I actually didn't want to come up because I only had 3 words to say.
Yeah.
It's so simple.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
It's so
What
simple.
is simple? What is simple? It's simply like looking in a mirror and finding a reflection of your face. Or the mind is not expecting that. Are we talking about the same thing? Are we talking about the same thing? Thousands of philosophies about it, thousands of practices and research. No? Do they have any credibility at all? Yes, they do. They are all springing from this. It has uncountable ways of expressing itself to suit the taste of uncountable beings. Just like one good chef cooks to satisfy the taste of many different people. And some of you here also, in the hearing of this, in the seeing of it, may find that your mind is still too strong. It may say, well, that was a bit of fun. I can go back there anytime I want to now. It's such an easy thing that Mooji showed us. We can go back anytime we want. But right now, let's dance. Okay? Or whatever it is. It's so simple, so simple. Who is saying, no, it's good. I'm glad you say this. You see? It is simple.
But I've had it before. I've had it before, and I thought, is that it? You know, is that it? But it is it.
Yeah.
And it's simple.
Yes.
It's amazingly simple.
Yes. And that could be the trouble. That could be the trouble. Something, say, before entirely stabilizing in the profundity of this discovery, it may just go, wow, that was easy.
Yeah.
You may even think it's too easy to be credible. It's too easy to be credible. There's so many techniques. Breathing. There's so many spiritual gymnastics, and there's many things we have to do. And some part of us enjoy. And why not enjoy? But for some, maybe it's a kind of maturity that brings you to that opportunity. Because in spite of seeing this, maybe only a handful, which is in fact a very high number, may come to the total realization of this. Is it for you? What is hurting? What is you, yes, yes, you, yes, yes, yes. Just observe that, just observe these feelings, because I very much want to hear from you. What is feeling? What is happening with you? Come to the microphone and talk to me, please. Tell me what is happening with you. Yes. Yeah. Or give her the microphone, this is fine. Yes, there you go. Talk to me from there.
I'm just allowing it to happen. I
Yes.
don't know.
Yes. Have I brought you to this too quickly? Should I have saved the best till last? Is it an untimely thing to do? I've served the dessert first. Okay? So you can go home and don't come for tomorrow. In a way, it is also a beginning. It can be an end. It can also be a beginning. Come. Namaste.
I feel the experience of your pointing and the experience of being, but there's something that's not quite clear. When you say, can it die? I feel like I can't relate to that question somehow, because I feel it is here because I am here, but when you say, can it die? I feel I can't answer that question.
Right. Because you believe more in you as the dieable than that which is imperishable. I wonder if you follow. We believe, we take this to be more factual than that which perceive it. It's really from this which even now, in the instance of seeing, is appearing in the subtlest way as a kind of phenomenon to our mind, which feels that, yes, this, yes, this, yeah. It seems like I cannot discuss it. It just is. I don't know where would I start. Every start is already perceived in it. How can it have a start? What is it? What are we speaking about? Can it die? Everything else it can be except die, because that's your big fear. Can it fade? Oh no. Can it come? No. Can it go? No. Can it die? Because why? If even one of the things I say is true, then all the rest is true. Can it be born?
It's like I can I feel the only truth I can say is what I'm experiencing right now. So when you sort of say, can it die? It feels, when I relate to that, that's something that might happen in the future, but it's not now. So there's a disconnect.
So your now is in time. Your now is a link to now like present, like past and present. This is now for you and future. My now is not just present. You see? Can it die? To itself, can it die? Maybe to you it can die. But who are you? Tell me. Who are you who speak now?
I feel the truth that I can speak of is everything that I feel through the senses that does report to me.
Yeah.
And that's really it.
Okay. All the things that you can experience through the senses, including the mind as well, you would say? And so all these report to you, who is what? All that comes through the senses, the sensations, the sense objects, all that reports to you. Mind also report. The interpretations are reporting also. To who are they reporting?
It's just an awareness that's here.
Right. Is awareness different from this?
No.
Can you conceive of awareness dying or being born?
Those questions just seem foreign somehow.
But when I say it is reporting to some awareness that you are, that doesn't seem foreign?
No.
Because the awareness becomes personal, you see. It's held in the sense of something personal. It's like asking, I don't know what today is, Friday? Friday today or Saturday? Does the space know it's Friday? Will the space know Sunday when we're singing in church? Hallelujah. Oh, space is it's Sunday today. Does space know it's Sunday? It's just Sunday space. Does space know this is a hall? Can these questions be answered like that? And a laughter comes from where it comes and why it comes. Some intelligent principle must be functioning. Who has left the room? Who has left the room? Or has the room left? So for now, rather than to try and prove if this dies or lives, can I even say it lives even? It gives life to life. It is more real, more alive than a living body. It does not need to breathe. What is its temperature? I wanted to introduce this for you, that you may know from the beginning that which is unchanging. Or may I ask you if it is changeful? May I ask you if it is changeful? Because only by coming here, knowing not only intellectually, but with your entire being, that which is, then we can begin to look at that which comes and goes from the place of that which does not come and go. And we will see the difference. Okay, some hands are going up, and can I hear from you? Yes, okay. There are no other microphones, there's just this one, okay. Thank you.
Intellectually, I know of what you're saying. I know of the emptiness before the form. I know everything is Maya and we attach to Maya. So intellectually, I can sit with you for hours and talk about it.
No, you couldn't.
Okay.
I don't have hours.
Okay, you might not. Theoretically, no. I could. Theoretically. But mind is still there. Ego is still there. So, like I say, intellectually, yes, I can write about it and sing about it. Yeah. But mind and ego is still there. So that's...
Okay, we're going to come to this. We're going to come to this. Can this be intimidated by ego or mind?
I think in some ways, intellectually, I might have strengthened the ego. Or that
the worst thing you should have learned is the word intellectually.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the worst things you do, sometimes we learn things and the things become obstacles for you. To say that when you were a child, you would not say, if I gave you an ice cream and I say, you know, what did you eat? You said, I had an ice cream. And he says, yeah, you sure? I said, well, intellectually, I'm sure. And you would not say, no child would say, I went to play, but it was intellectually, I had a good time. You would not use it, but adults use it. And they say, yes, I understand all of this intellectually. What does it mean? It means you have not understood it. Unless the understanding is some kind of mental thing that we feel, yes, and we feel good about it, that, yeah, I've got a grasp about it, I can even write a book. And this is the trouble, there's a lot of these books. It has to come experientially. It's not enough. Maybe you've even experienced something, but the mind says, but intellectually, I know it. And then you went with the mind and says, yes, I understood intellectually. When actually, how can this exercise be missed? How can this exercise be missed? It must be because you didn't leave your intellect outside.
No, and that's my problem. I'm glad you understand.
Yeah. You came in holding hand with intellect or in the pocket. You sit down, intellect. Yes, I'm doing it. To say intellectually, I understand it intellectually. You see? Why bring him in? He's not your friend yet. Of course we can understand things and many things that you probably may not come to that kind of moment where it becomes experiential, and you understand, oh yes, I understand it here. Yes, yes, it has some meaning. It has something to understand something intellectually, but it is not enough. It is not enough.
When I had what I can only call awakening experience, when mind was away and I was, my experience was sensory perception. All I was the senses, mind had gone.
So you were doing what?
Sensory perception. So I was seeing things that were in front of me that I'd never seen before, but they've always been in front of me. So the only way I can translate that was mind was gone at the time. I was telling my mom I was God, and that has ego in it. So I think maybe I chose to go intellectually so I could understand. So if it happened again, I would understand it better, if that makes sense.
Yes, it makes some sense there, because you somehow was made to, either from external influence or within your own self, to feel that you don't have the capacity, or as you say, ego came up, maybe some point and goes, you're being very egotistic to say, I am God. It may have sprung out of an innocence, because to say you are God is not always ego. It can just arise out of the blast of seeing. But something like that could have happened also. When we say we understand something intellectually and feel a certain satisfaction with it, or may even go one step further and feel like it is enough, it amounts to the experience. Because some people, for them, to say that I understand it, I grasp this, I know this, it may be in fact intellectually they have a sense of something, and then they are embracing that as a kind of complete experience.
It's definitely not enough, Mooji.
It's not an experience.
No.
No. So in this simple exercise, you are asked something, leave everything outside, see, which you can do, including your intellectual faculty or tendencies. You can be aware of them. Of course, I cannot measure it. Did you bring 2 particles of intellect? No, it's just generally the attitude, leave it out. And it was enough to come and somehow come into that natural state of being. It took a certain, trust maybe, a yearning, an urge to see. I didn't bring you into the room to study, but to see and to discover.
I think maybe I was so desperate to ask you the question, I didn't do the exercise as I should have, perhaps.
Yes. Thank you for that honesty. It is good, because sometimes I'm wanting to see who will put their hand up after this exercise. And did you follow it? Because it is clear. It's like saying, here is a mirror, look at your face. And you go, well, how does it work? Well, I don't know if the mirror works, you just look. And so as an exercise, it is very simple. You see, just follow, and then what is seen here now? And I ask you, are you imagining this? And I didn't see people going, imagining? I said, no, not imagining. It was so clear. Would you not like to be so clear? Or would it be that the mind think, they're being fooled easily? Sometimes we think, oh no, they're a bit gullible for just surrendering so quickly to something. I don't know if this guy is tricking you or trapping you or something. But some openness is there, and somehow in that openness to leave, someone say, it is easy. It is easy to come into the recognition of that. And is it perilous? Is it mean that, you made yourself open and vulnerable by doing this? To what? To what would you be vulnerable? And who would you be to be vulnerable? This is why I ask you, who are you here? The ruling tendencies of the person, the sense of judgment or pride or arrogance or, all of these things were left outside so they would not interfere or get into the way of pure seeing. You see. And even now I can ask you, has it faded? Has it faded? Those who said, half an hour ago, no, it is like this. Have your mind changed? Did it come from your mind? So now we can go into the realm of change, because that's also connected with us. Our dynamic life in the world, if you have children or you have a job to do, doesn't mean that, but it's all a dream. No, it is very, very much going to become something showing itself in a different light. We spoke and I asked you, how do you perceive yourself or conceive yourself? As an object in front of the lens of perception, or are you behind the lens of perception? Then I may even ask you, are you behind even the one who is behind the lens of perception? And would that be out of place? So I would want to say to you, also forget about intellect, the word and whatever it may mean. Forget about this. This forgetting about things is a very wonderful thing. Better than try to use your intellect to try and work answers, this and to try and describe. No, just forget about him. Easy enough. And you will come into an innocence of seeing. Far more powerful and clear than the intellect by itself, without the grace of intellect, without grace, coming only from mind, cannot fathom that. It turns it into a complexity. So don't make the mistake, I would say. Don't go, if the choice was to be a scholar or a saint, better to be the saint. The scholar is not going to help anybody. Not for this, for something else maybe. And I very much am with you, because I feel somehow all this is going to change if you're open for it. Yeah. So let's see.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. You come. The legs are funny? Yes. That's why I'm sitting on a chair myself.
Thank you. The room is still here, but your questions cannot be answered when you put them, and it has to do with some energetic patterns of the person, which
the person cannot answer my question. The mind cannot answer my question.
Yes.
Only the heart can answer my question. When your mind speaks in this type of the energy field of satsang like this, it's tasteless. It has no power.
I was somehow in the room, but fighting at the door, like something was pulling, and feeling embarrassment for not being able to, and that was energizing everything, which was pulling out and feeling a lot of embarrassment, like am I the only one who is not able to do this? And it had to be exposed because it is an old partner and it is a very bad partner to be with. So
habit only. Habit only. A reflex to go back to a certain position whereby the mind person, with all its doubts and its resistances come, but you can also see them, you can feel them. There is something in that when you can perceive and then you can somehow acknowledge that they are perceivable, there's a distance, there's a gap, they can be seen, then rather than looking only at the thing, at the images you're looking, put some energy just in the space of the seeing, of the seer. Put some focus on the seer. What is the seer? Because without the seer, the object of seeing cannot be there. Which is more important? When we look at the images, you get pulled into the images and then stories come and then judgments come and all of that is on the screen. But when you pay attention to the place from where the seeing is emerging, the space in which all this is seen, be the space, be that awareness space, then the temperature change, the climate change. It's not about stories. You're back again into the root of being. It is not about a story. And that is immediate also. That will change. That's not really, that's a small thing, it will go. Small thing cause big trouble also, but it will go. It's not really in the seeing, you see, it will go. The reason why in some way you're brought to this place, this empty room, this space, sometimes I say, when you start counting, people count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They never say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They say, you be 0. You don't have to tell anyone that, but inside, be from the place of 0. The senses are still functioning, abilities are still there, but something will change. This one, first arising more as ego. Once ego comes, time come, change come, memory come, everything seems to take on a strength of meaning which they don't inherently have. They are imbued with.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll come to that. In the dynamic life, because the body is here, relationships are formed, memory, the functioning of intellect, all of this is still playing actively. The room is here. The isness is here. The sense I am here also. I and the isness are one, yet this dynamic activity is still happening. Is it in conflict with the what is? This we must begin to look at now. The power of the game of life is the belief and the meanings we give to what we perceive. We are perceiving chiefly what we conceive. What you believe in becomes real for you. be one with this what isness. Spend a little time here. Just be one with it. And you begin to appreciate it and to love it. From it is flowing all good things. Then in life you will see how life flows inside the what is, or out from the what is. The what is has no edge. It encompasses all the universes exist in the what is. Simply be one with that what is. It's not a thinking process. Who understands me? It is not a thinking, it's not a figuring out. It's simply in the being. Of course, thoughts are going to want to come because that was a strong feature from past. Yes, but what are you going to do when... and something will want to go for that. And whatever wants to go for that is also perceived as simply a movement in consciousness. As soon as that is recognized, just come back to the what is. The sense I and the what is, they are one. Just keep being here in the what is. It may seem very naive or even too easy, but simply stay and watch what is taking shape, what is happening in the form of your being. Put your attention only here. Don't project into otherness and outerness. Simply be in that inner centering. Even now, like this. Is there any trouble in your mind? Any anxiety? So whenever you want, you can go outside and pick up your stuff that you left. If you want it, if you miss it, it's valuable.
Namaste, Mooji.
Namaste.
I see that I'm not the body and I'm not the things I think. But so aren't you. And I'm asking myself, who am I talking to then?
Who are you speaking to?
Yeah.
Yes. Sometimes I say that we have a feeling that we are all speaking so many different languages, so many beings we're speaking, chatter, 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 noise, noise, noise. But sometimes I say there are not really any real dialogues. It's all a monologue. It's God alone speaking with God, appearing to be many. But will you grasp that, you see? Somehow, something is speaking. With the body, you have the feeling of I, and I am this body, and there's a certain context that you grew up with, and identity, and all of this can play. It was meant to be very superficial. But for a while we were compelled to experience it deeply, to identify very deeply with it. And the more deeply you identified with it, the more passionate you become, and the more painful things became, actually. Because you believed them into existence. The strength of their impact on you was actually correlating with the strength of your identity as being the body, and as being the doer of your actions and the thinker of your thoughts. All of this was working together. But gradually, even the pain, in fact, was to turn out to help you to search for that which is beyond pain. Everything in life is helping. It's like we need it. The bitter and the sweet. to discover that which is unchanging. You see? So, if you ask, who am I speaking to? It is fine, you can ask, who am I speaking to? But you may start even more intimate than that. Who am I, the one who speaks? And see if that can be identified. What is it? Who is that who speaks? And to whom is it speaking, you see? And don't just leave it as a mental kind of posture, but really try to go into it and understand. Who is it that speaks?
There's no one really speaking, it just arises.
Yes. You may say it is the intellect of the being, perhaps, or the mind of the being speaks. If you follow the simple exercise, stay in it, all these things will become automatically clear for you. If you try to figure them out with your own mind, you'll go back into the state of personhood and you'll come up with some ideas and stuff, but they will not satisfy your heart. There are ways in which people come to have the sense of learning something or getting something. One is through studying, study with the mind. And another is just through love or synchronicity, harmony. Just through emptiness, in fact. Just by being one with this. And don't allow yourself or your mind to connect up with any other concept. Just be in the sense of the sense of being or the sense of what isness. But don't develop any characteristics then. Don't push it into any story. Just stay in that subtle vibration. And everything is cleansed. Everything becomes pure, harmonious. Your speech, your actions become more spontaneous, more satisfying.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Can I take you first and after you can come?
Namaste, Mooji.
Namaste.
I feel that sometimes something keeps adding chapters to my spiritual journey.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's the mind or the ego or whatever trying to delay, or if it's the calling of the heart.
It is the same. It is the same question. It is the same question. Whereas for one being like myself, if the mind was coming or something is coming, adding chapters to it, I'm not interested. So are chapters added? No. It must be, if you say the mind keeps, bringing new chapters, why? Because there is somebody for whom it can bring these things. You follow? If I put a shelf on this wall, we'll start putting things on it. That's the nature of life, okay? If you start to think about it, maybe I need to be going somewhere in my life. The mind says, yes, listen, we have new chapters. There's chapter 27 coming up, and You see, it has to bring it to someone or something who has some interest for this. If you are without interest, then it will not bring it. Or if the mind is not that stupid. It knows that it stands a chance. Okay? So it comes and knocks at your door. Okay? And he will say, fresh off the press, chapter 38. And you go, oh, okay, and you'll take it. For someone else, it won't even bother coming because it stands no chance. It's a waste of time to come to someone else. Would it go to the door of Jesus? Or Jesus, we have chapter 40 coming. No, it will not do it. Because there is no interest. You can only be disturbed or troubled by something that you have interest in. If you have no interest in a thing, it doesn't register in consciousness. It's true or not, you know it. You see? Suppose everything that you perceive through the senses of the mind registered, like some picture would come, take a picture, and you have to keep it. How long would you last? Everything you see, every hello, hello, it means something. How long would you last? Could you be sane? So actually life healthily is taking care of all these things for you. Whether you consider yourself spiritual or not, the consciousness is functioning like that. It sieves out so many things you're not interested in, and what you are interested keeps presenting. Good morning, here you go, and you'll pick those things up. There comes a time when these things have no significance. It's not that life becomes pointless, it becomes fragrant with love and openness, the real fragrance of the life. We have exchanged that for lots of meanings and lots of things to do and complexities. Then the simplicity of meeting in openness and speaking with wisdom and clarity, understanding, and all of this. And so that is the answer. If mind keeps bringing these things, and it is the mind, by the way, and the memory of yourself as a person is the curling finger inviting the mind to keep bringing more and more stuff. Otherwise, if you lose interest in it, it simply falls away, and you will not even notice it until maybe something triggers the memory and say, oh wow, I've not experienced this for now maybe 1 year.
So is there no, I guess, to elaborate on that, me choosing to come here, was that the mind?
There's not only the mind. There's not only the mind. And by mind, mind has different grades also. There's a mind that is much more purified, you see, and that will be much more attracted to spirituality, to truth, and to, you see. There's mind is much more deeply infested with personal identity and desire and hatred and so on. There are different grades, you may say, and they influence the mind's behavior, you can say like that. So maybe it's your higher wish to come, and maybe sometimes your wish to come here, maybe you'll also experience some resistance to come also. Sometimes people, they've gone through a lot to come here. Maybe some didn't make it even. Your mind can come up with a tremendous headache. You're going onto the plane and sort of, and you cancel. That means I'm not meant to go. It can manifest all these things. Thank you. You can.
There is something that sees the oscillation between person and presence.
Yes.
And this is my true place.
Yes. Is that oscillation from person to presence watched with interest?
I don't know.
It would be good to find out. Because if there's interest, again, it stirs into another kind of conditioning. Something is clear, it is behind even, and beyond that play. You use the word oscillation between person, it goes to presence. Something is earlier than that, you see? And yes, it may say there's an observing of display, but it's not significant to this because it causes no impact on this. So it may be mentioned just for the sake of maybe a questioner, but not anymore of any real power to that space. Yeah. And constantly, it's that?
It was just now. It doesn't mind the person. It doesn't, this seeing.
Yes. Yeah. You say it doesn't mind the person?
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't mind the person, and also by not minding the person goes out of play. And is substituted for more presence or being, which is a higher grade of consciousness. The person often comes from a very personal standpoint, with lots of likes and dislikes, discriminations and so on. The sense of presence is not like that, because it is not personal. It is not, it doesn't have a gender. It is very pure consciousness, the earliest manifestation of consciousness in its purest aspect in phenomena. It is the sense of presence. That's very pure. But it is not the ultimate. Maybe you can say it is watched in the ultimate. But I would say more stay in just the conviction, the looking, that these things can be seen, but don't get caught in just the watching of them. Be that from where the seeing of that oscillation, that even the seeing of the oscillation or the perceiving of the oscillation is itself perceived. This is totally indescribable. And it's not outside you anymore. It's something, you're back again to what I may call that empty room. We don't have to call it empty room. Maybe for a while it's useful to speak of this empty room. This is a roomless room. Very good. Thank you. You want to come?
The first pillar in Islam is
Yeah.
the first pillar in Islam.
Uh-huh.
I'm Muslim. Is there is no God, there is only God. So the monologue that you're speaking of resonates with me very much. But I met you 7 years ago.
I remember.
7 years ago when I saw you, I said, oh, he knows what I know. And then 6 years ago, I said, he definitely knows what I know, but he's Muslim in disguise. He's hiding it. And then 5 years ago, I said, he knows more than what I know. I said, we know the same thing, but he's got something extra. And then 4 years ago, I came to India to try and get the thing you've got. I came to India because I said, only one that's living that intellectual stuff that I know, and I know you know, but I now recognize you're living. I wanted that.
What is that?
What you are living,
Oh,
the presence that you are living, I wanted that. I had it intellectually. I was teaching it, I was talking it, but it wasn't my reality. 4 years ago when I came to India, that year you decided not to come. You announced we're not coming to India this year. So I went to Taj Mahal, and then I went to Turkey. And then when I was in Turkey, you announced, we're coming, but we're coming not to Tiru, but we're coming to Rishikesh. Then 3 years ago, I heard you saying the story, which you often used to say in the early days, about George, how he falls off the cliff and he holds on. And I decided not to be George anymore. I decided to let go. And I fell, ground zero. But as I was falling, my scarf fell, my clothes fell, my everything fell, my constructs, my beliefs. Ground zero. In ground zero, I saw that I'm not naked. I'm not stupid. I thought that how will I serve God if I just let go? I found that all that intellectual stuff all of a sudden changed position. And I was very blessed to have 2 Skype meetings with you, with beautiful Kamayani and Gatistri. My love to them. And you very mercifully, I was ego, but you were so merciful. You didn't throw that in my face, and you said, just as you slowly forget, you slowly remember. But trust, you said. And you said to me, this is the prayer. Rid me of my ego and let me merge in you. This prayer is also the prayer of Muhammad. So it wasn't strange to me. And I took it. And being George, who just let go, and discovering that I only fell into the lap of God, that there is no other, there is only God, I am, and there is no other. I am proof that what you say is true. I am proof that truth is.
Yes.
And thank you is my mantra.
Yes. Each one must become the proof that God exists.
I am still a Muslim.
Yes.
But the constructs have fallen and the truth of it has resonated. I found Muhammadan awareness within me. I found Christ consciousness within me. I found Buddha nature within me.
Yes.
I found Moses reasoning within me. And I also see from time to time the Pharaoh playing its role. And all is okay, all is perfect, all is as it should be. And so when you invite to come into the room by leaving everything, I don't have anything to leave, so I just come in. In this inn, I experience both the zero and the inside of the zero or the outside. Words just... but the everything and the nothing. And something chooses to stay in the nothing more. So I put this question to you. Is this something?
You stay in the nothing, as the nothing, until the need for staying disappears. You stay in the nothing as the nothing itself until the effort to stay disappears.
I witness that there is no God but God, and I witness that you have been the messenger for me. Thank you.
Sometimes the mind has many things to come, many things it wants to bring. Yeah? Let him bring it into the empty room of your being. Yeah? Let him bring. Sometimes we have a question. I tell you, And you may hold on to your question, and then everything I say, you miss it, because you're waiting for a chance to ask your question. You know this one? Yes. Sometimes people come and they say, listen, I have 3 questions. I said, no, not 3. Okay, I have 2 questions. No, not 2. Because if I take 2 questions from you, when I'm answering your first question, you're trying to remember what you're making sure you don't forget your second question, and you'll miss your first answer. So it doesn't work. In the natural mind, you are not faithful to any question. So maybe I'm answering another kind of question which doesn't seem like your question, but your question may get burnt up. But you miss it because you're holding your question. So this is an indication of the kind of tendencies, habits, and reflexes that keep us being old, stale, yesterday. That's why I said you leave everything. When you've left everything, do you feel old? Do you feel age? Do you feel time? Do you? No. Where are you? It's as though there is a body, but you are a spirit. You're not a lot of noise in the body. You're here. Are you less here without all that stuff? Are you less here? With all your stuff, you're 100%. You leave all your stuff outside, and you're what, 35%? How much percent are you? You may say, I don't know anything about percent, I don't know anything about anything anymore. I don't know anything anymore. But I feel great. I don't know anything. I don't know if what I think I know is what I know or what I think I know. But it doesn't matter anymore, because I am. And what is this I am exactly? You may say, well, exactly, I don't know actually. But I'm just totally sure I am. Okay? Maybe later words may come for you to speak about it. But something greater than the words are already here. It says 8:25. It's 8:25 in the room. I want to invite you, when you leave this place, or even from now, even as you move, to see if whatever form, shape you take, whatever, if it creates any change or any impact on the what isness. When you go back to where you're staying, simply to be absorbed or immersed in this what isness. Not with the feeling I am in the what is. And you may feel the mind wanting to talk about it, wanting to share about it, want to tell someone how wonderful an experience. You know, I'm into the roomless room and all this type of thing. I would just want to say, keep quiet. The eyes are looking, and they are also seen to be looking. The senses are perceiving. or sense perceptions occurring to the mind, but that is also perceived. But now there's a stillness in the place of the perceiving. Even the functioning of perception arises in a stillness. Is it so, by the way, or will it be so later? Can it be so? That the seeing, the feeling, the tasting, the touching, the smelling, the looking is simply functioning in that inner, in that immensity of isness. Is it so or not? Does it require imagination? How that will manifest in your life, let's not say anything about it right now. Just observe. Don't be thinking about what you will do tomorrow, how you will do whatever. Just be in the what is. And see if it is practical to be in the what is. Will you go bumping into trees or something like that, or, you know? Or must you be focused and observant or something about life? So in whatever is happening, keep your mind in your heart. It's another way of saying same thing. Are we good? Yes. My God, I don't know if you are realizing what you're discovering. Everything that we have been brought up and the way that we perceive and we function in life has always been something that time says, all this belongs to me. Watch, all this belongs to me. All your thoughts, all your ideas, all these words, all these world, these things, all these objects, I eat them, I consume them. Except one thing. The awareness in which I appear. This I cannot eat. This eats me. Everything you've seen is changeful, momentary, like passing clouds. And it is fine. There's something beautiful about the momentary. There's something beautiful about the change, that it is healthy, alive. But now you're aware of that which is beyond change. And I would like you to look and see if these words are true or not. And who are you who are able to evaluate the unchanging? With what power do you have or authority to discern that a thing is unchanging or not? Something must have triggered the deepest power in you to evaluate that which is constant. Otherwise, you are dreaming. When I ask you, can it go away? Can it change? Where did this power come from to say it cannot change? cannot die, can it grow? Can it be angry? Is it dead? Is it inert? What is your answer? Where does your power to answer such questions? Huh? Should I go and ask the scientists about it? Can they give a better answer than you? What they cannot answer, you answer like a child's simplicity. If you have found the most precious thing, but I don't know if for you it is precious. I don't know. We will see. There's a story I told before, that there was once a man who would go out each day with his little pickaxe and he would be chipping away at this rocky mountain to try and find some precious stones or something like this to sell to in the city. He makes a few, let's say, a few euros a month. So each day he would saddle up his donkey and they would go far, far to the hillside, and then he will go and he'll find few little things. He puts them in his bag. At the end of the month he will go and take them and see if he could get a few euros for it. So one day, he's chipping away in the hot sun. And then he thinks, oh, it's time to take a break, to take some water and eat some bread. And he's there just under one little tree, eating his stuff. And a celestial gem falls from the heavens into the sand. And what is that? Looks around, no? Then he sees it, he looks, and he goes over to this thing, and what's this? And he takes it as big as this, crystal clear. What is this? So what is this? What an odd thing. Strange. So what he did was, he tied the strings around it and put it around the neck of his donkey. Strange things around these days. He goes back into the sun. Now a stranger was some way off, and he was sitting under another tree and saw the whole thing and realized that this man did not realize what he had found. And the stranger approached him. Hello. Hello. My friend, can I ask you? Can I speak with you? Oh, yes. Don't disturb too much. I have to get to the city on a very important errand, and I can't be late. Can I buy your donkey from you? I give you 30 euros for your donkey. 30 euros for this beast? Yes, I have to get. Are you sure? So the man gives him 30 euros and gets on the donkey, went off, and the man is singing to himself, crazy. First this stupid thing falls from nowhere, and then now some man is giving me 30 euros for this 10 euro donkey. Funny people, they have no value. So the man rides around someplace and he's turned the corner. He takes off the gem from the donkey, puts it in his bag, turns the donkey around, and the donkey returns to the owner. Now the owner is thinking, what kind of day I'm having? A man buys my 30 for 30 euros, my 10 euro donkey, and now he sent it back to me. What a blessed day I'm having. Are you putting your celestial gem around your donkey? We will see. First, you have to see if it is a celestial gem. And how you will see that, you will spend time somehow. Somehow you will be fascinated enough to sit for a few moments and to ponder over this thing. What is this? What is this? And in the morning, I will see what happens. What comes out of you. Let's hope it's not donkey poo. Okay. So, thank you. Very good. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You see, I came today. I don't know who's coming today here. And I felt somewhere along the line, sometime during these few days here, maybe I will introduce this exercise if I can. And something, wants to know, tonight I must tell you about it. So I can keep checking in with you. Has it faded? Have you lost it? Will I simply spend the rest of the time talking about domestic issues? Will you come and sing something you are singing? Okay. Are you in the room, or is the room in you, or both? Forget about room. Forget about you. Does it make any difference? Does it make any difference? Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. And maybe don't think about it too much. Just sit with it. Sit with what your mind and heart and eyes have seen internally. Sit with it. And tell me tomorrow if it's gone away. It's good? Thank you. Hmm? Very good. Thank you.
Sri Gurudeve Name. Ad Gure Name Jugal Gure Name Sa Gure Name Sri Gurudeve Name Sri Gurudeve Name. Ad Gure Name Jugal Gure Name Sa Gure Name Sri Gurudeve Name Sri Gurudeve Name. Ad Gure Name Jugal Gure Name Sa Gure Name Sri Gurudeve Name Sri Gurudeve Name. Ad Gure Name Jugal Gure Name Sa Gure Name Sri Gurudeve Name Sri Gurudeve Name. Ad Gure Name Jugal Gure Name Sa Gure Name Sri Gurudeve Name Sri Gurudeve Name. Ad Gure Name Jugal Gure Name Sa Gure Name Sri Gurudeve Name Sri Gurudeve
it's been arising inside my heart for some time that it would be just nice for me to sit next to you, to meet you in such a simple way. And I would just like to take a minute to do that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.